And we want to go back now to this situation out in Illinois involving the governor and the appointment to the vacant seat in the Senate that was occupied by Barack Obama. We're going to talk this morning with Michael Eric Dyson of Georgetown University. He writes about politics. He writes about civil rights. He has a new book out about Martin Luther King Jr. Michael, what impact is this going to have on Barack Obama?
Well, I think obviously it shows a sharp contrast between the sort of reform politics that Mr. Obama has been well known for and the kind of, to borrow a phrase from John Bunyan, the slough of despond, the swampy politics of Illinois that have sunk many people before him. You think about Governor Kerner, you think about Governor Ryan, you think about Illinois State Secretary of State Powell. There's a tremendous history going on there, and I think Mr. Obama has distanced himself strategically from that. You saw the article this morning that talked about how from early on he tried to create distance between him and Governor Blagojevich because of the cloud of suspicion that hung low upon him. So I think in the long run that it will serve to underscore what he has achieved in contrast to the politics of Illinois, and it calls forth his commitment to be transparent in his own political operation.
But there's no question that some people in the Obama transition team have talked to people in the governor's camp there. Apparently, we're told that the man's going to be his chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel, who is now a Chicago congressman, is on some of those tapes. Now, there's nothing to suggest that he's done anything improper.
Absolutely.
And certainly there would be nothing out of the ordinary for somebody to talk to the governor who's going to appoint someone to fill that seat.
Yes.
But what if it came out that Rahm Emanuel or anybody else connected with the governor and in any way, shape, or form hinted that they might be willing to do something in return for getting their person in?
Oh, I think that obviously then that would be a clear, crossing of the line. And I think that Senator Obama, now President-elect Obama, would be in a position, of course, to make a judgment immediately about this being off limits. I think that if he's established a reputation for transparency, for being a man of integrity, and of being clear about the rules that regulate and govern his own conception of politics, then he'd have to distance himself from that immediately. And if those tapes show that anybody in his camp offered pay to play, hinted at it, innuendo, insinuated, then I think that would be a clear line and he would act with dispatch to distance himself from that.
Now, I know you're very close to Jesse Jackson Jr.,
Right.
who very much wanted the appointment. We know he has talked to the governor about it. Now there are these reports, very vague, that perhaps somebody who's been a fundraiser for him might have been willing to raise some money for the governor. Nobody knows exactly what it is. Jackson, we should point out, says he has done absolutely nothing wrong.
Right.
But it looks to me like this is one appointment that Jesse Jackson Jr. is not going to get now.
Well,
under
there's
any
no
circumstance.
Yeah, there's no question an appointment is out of the question. But I think that he still has a chance in an election. But before that is even a concern to him, as he's indicated already, he's got to clear his name. And I think that he's been attempting to be transparent. He's come forward. Bill Bennett even said, look, if you have no problem with something and something has been you've been accused of something, then stand on the rooftops and declare it. Jesse Jackson has stood on the rooftop, so to speak, Junior, to declare that he's innocent. And absent the evidence of any tapes or anything that goes on, then I think we have to take his word. And we know that Senator Obama obviously wanted to see who's going to fulfill his seat. That's only natural. You're the president. This is a seat that you cherish. People in your office should be able to speak to the governor. Jesse Jackson Jr. should be able to talk to the governor about the potential of him fulfilling that seat. What is the linchpin here is the governor has been so corrupt and has been so immoral, it seems, that he's poisoned everybody who's come within his sphere. And I think that's part of the problem.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.